another workout on your own, cardio, elliptical or something like that, so that your knees are actually warmed up. There's some good things like this, like butt kicks that you can do. You know, you can just jog in place, march, you can do knee lifts and stuff like that. Just anything to get going and get those knees warmed up, okay? So, hey there. So, everybody, I appreciate you being here. So, here's the first move. We got to get rolling to cover these 5 points, all right? So, the first thing is, hey there, how are you? Good to see you. Okay, is a lunge, guys. I'm going to show you like a stationary lunge, okay? So, stationary lunge, you want to make sure that your feet are wide enough apart, okay? So we want a nice stance, and then you're going to slightly bend the front knee, slightly bend the back knee, and just go into a lunge, and then you're going to press through the heel of that front leg as you stand up. Now you may need to hold on to something for balance, okay? Because balance is an issue as well. All right, now look, this is kind of a modification of a stationary lunge. I'm not bending the knee much, okay, but a little bit. And that's okay. We want to load the thigh. We want our weight to be in the heel of our foot, okay, not in the ball of the toe, okay? So we want the weight to be in the heel. And then if you want to take it further, you can go down a little bit deeper, okay? I don't recommend touching the knee all the way to the floor. I have seen people do that. I don't do that personally. About right here is good for me. And then you put the weight on the heel and stand up, okay? So that's your stationary lunge. Let's do a couple on the other side real quick. So again, this would be barely bending the knees. And then if you wanted to go down a little bit lower, about right here. Now look, if that seems too tough for you, if that's a little bit tough on your knees, I want you just to get in the staggered position, okay, and just stand, all right? And this is going to be your lunge, all right? Whether you're stepping forward, you know, reverse lunge, then you can just step back, okay? Step back. Step back. You can do that instead of doing this, okay? So again, just even holding in a staggered position would be good to start, all right, until we build more strength in your thighs and that will protect the knee. Okay, so again, with the stationary lunge, would be here. And then again, you can modify by just barely bending the knee. You could keep the back knee a little bit straighter. But again, I'm going to show you some common errors with these lunges in just a second. And then again, if you're doing an exercise that involves a lunge, see how I'm losing my balance? Just stand with your feet apart and get your staggered stance and activate the core, as you should be on all of these. And then that way, you're still working and challenging the legs, and then we'll build up from there, okay? So number 2, who's ready for number 2? The common errors that you will see, guys, with lunges, okay? And this is what can really hurt your knees, and that's why I want to make sure that everybody is aware, because I see people do this. All right, now one thing is that people don't have a large enough stride, especially men, and then they go down and this knee in front, okay, the lead foot, that knee comes forward of the toe, and then that's when you can hurt your knee, all right? So I don't even like to demonstrate doing it wrong because it already puts pressure on my knee, but I'm going to kind of show you again. Now, even if I'm in a large stance, okay, which this would be a good stance right here, you can still shoot that knee forward of the toe. And again, that's going to put extra pressure on the knee and a shearing force that you don't want, okay? So you have to make sure that you keep the knee over or behind the toe. Preferably a 90-degree angle here would be really good if you could, but it's okay if the knee comes forward a little bit, as long as it's not, it can be over the toe but not forward of the toe, okay? But preferably behind the toe is ideal, and then that way you're putting that weight in the heel. Now, a common error again is not only the knee going forward of the toe, but the upper body going forward like this, okay? And that might be exaggerated. You want to keep the back straight as you go into that lunge or in the staggered position, okay? If you're not able to do the lunge, that's okay, but you don't want to be standing like this. You want to keep that upper body straight unless the movement that you're doing calls for you to be moving in that direction, okay? So, again, the common error is forward of the toe and then also leaning forward. And so you want to make sure that you go straight down, okay, and the body stays in neutral alignment, guys, and that you keep the abs tight, okay, or that you're holding in that neutral alignment. So, next, I'm going to show you with a couple of weights some ways that you could change things if you needed to. If you're supposed to do a lunge, All right, now look, if you're doing a stationary lunge and you don't feel like doing the lunge, just hold in this position. If the lunge calls for lunge and curl, what you would do is you would just stand in this position and do the curl, okay? Or do that modified, just a little bit of a bend in the knee. But keep the weight in the heel. That's another common error, is that people push off with the toe, and especially all those three things happen at the same time often is knee comes forward to the toe, upper body comes forward, and then gets out of alignment. And then, okay, excellent. And then the weight is in the ball of the foot instead of the heel, okay? So you don't want the weight to be in the ball, you want it to be in the heel. It doesn't mean that you're lifting your toe up off the floor, it's just that you're applying pressure through the heel up, okay? And that will help alleviate knee pain as well, okay? So, and another one, like sometimes I do exercises like this, where you need to reach and pull, or lunge and pull like this. All you would do is you would just reach and pull, okay? You don't have to bend that front knee, just stay in that staggered stance. Again, this was another one, okay? Now I'm lunging and curling at the same time. You would do this, all right? So there's a lot of different ways that you can make it easier. And then also, guys, forward lunging is a higher risk, okay? So this is alternating forward lunging or traveling forward lunging. See, I'm lunging and then pushing away. It's more likely that someone's knee is going to come forward of the toe in that forward lunge. The safer bet is to start with reverse lunges, okay? And again, you can do reverse steps. Now, another common thing I see sometimes with this one, I know I'm going back to the errors now, but is people lean back too much, and they go back like this, and they'll kind of rock because they're not sure how to get that started. So just practice stepping back and stepping forward to begin with, okay? And then the forward, if you need to do a forward lunge and you don't feel like that you should be lunging, okay, that's where a lot of people do get injured, is just do a forward step and push away. Okay, maybe you have weights in your hand, maybe you're doing another exercise with it, okay? Just do a step instead of a lunge. All right, so does that sound good so far? Okay, awesome. All right. Next, let's go to some strengthening exercises just real quick. I'm going to show you a couple of things that you can do with a band. Maybe you have a flat band. Maybe you don't have a band, so I'm going to show you another exercise that you can do if you don't have a band. So the first exercise with the band is going to be actually what's called a leg press, and we're going to work on strengthening the thigh. So we're going to put the band at the shoe like this. We're going to keep the other knee bent, and then we're going to hold on, and we're just going to press out and press out. Okay, so now we're working the thigh, but we're using a different resistance. I want you to resist as the knee comes back in. Don't let it pull back in. You need to resist as the knee wants to pull back in with the band. If I let the band take over, then that's what happens, okay? And you're going to do that on both sides until you feel a lot of fatigue. Work up to 20 repetitions, and then repeat, do the other side, and then do even a second or third set to really strengthen, okay? Now, if you don't have a band right now, I'm going to show you another one that you can do on the floor immediately. Same position, leg extended, back is flat to the floor, abs are tight, and then you're just doing a leg lift like this, okay? But if you contract the thigh, you're really going to feel that. Keep the abs pulled in tight and breathe. Keep that low back snug on the floor. Don't come all the way up here, just bring it up to where it's even with the other leg, okay? That's all you need to do, and you should start to feel that here. If you need added resistance, you can add if you have an ankle weight or something like that, you could do that. So those are 2 exercises to start with. There are more, but next and lastly, I'm going to show you some stretches real quick. So we always want to stretch the thigh too, especially after we've done the lower body exercises. So you're just going to come onto your side. Go ahead and go down to your arm. Kind of rest your head. Bend the bottom knee and then grab the top knee and do the lying quad pull or quad stretch. So now I'm stretching right here in the thigh. You might feel it up into the hip flexor. Try not to let the knee wing up. Try to keep it down. Keep the abs tight. Hold. Guys, for 20 to 30 seconds, okay? Hold 20 to 30 seconds. That would be ideal. And then do the other side and maybe even do it a second time. I'm going to show you one more stretch for the lower body, and this one's going to be standing. So that was a lying quad pull. And next I'm going to show you the standing. So you can hold on to something for balance or work on your balance if you want. And you're just going to grab the ankle and then you're going to stand like this, okay? So just standing, you want to make sure that the knee isn't flared out. If you're having it, you want to make sure you stay in neutral alignment. Keep this other knee kind of bent. And as you feel the pull here, squeeze the butt muscle and you'll be able to feel it more in the hip flexor and in the thigh. And you're going to hold that one for 20 to 30 seconds as well. Okay? So, hello. So, thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate you. I hope this helped somebody. I hope this helps you. Make sure that you're always warming up, doing the lunges properly, doing rehab, backing off when you need to, doing the strengthening exercises, and then also make sure you're stretching as well. So I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you guys again real soon. Have an awesome day.